How do you implement server-side spawning in Roblox? Imagine creating a game where objects appear exactly where you want them, and everyone sees the same thing at the same time. That's the power of server-side spawning in Roblox. It's a key part of making multiplayer games feel fair and synchronized. When you spawn objects on the server, you control what appears and when, so players don't see different versions or get confused. This is especially important for game mechanics like power-ups, enemies, or custom items. To do this, you start by placing your spawning code inside a script, not a local script. Scripts run on the server and manage game-wide actions. Next, store the objects you want to spawn in the replicated storage. This service holds assets that both the server and players can access but aren't visible in the game world until spawned. When you want to spawn an object, clone it from replicated storage and set its parent to the workspace. Workspace is the 3D environment players see. For example, you might write a script that clones a part from replicated storage and positions it at specific coordinates in the game world. If spawning depends on a player's action, like clicking a button, use RemoteEvents. These are special objects that let the client send messages to the server. The client fires a remote event with data like the spawn position, and the server listens for this event. When it receives the message, it runs the spawn code. Here's an example. Create a remote event called SpawnPartEvent in replicated storage. When a player clicks a button, the client fires this event with the desired position. The server script listens for this event and clones the part from replicated storage, setting its position to the data received, then parents it to workspace. To keep things secure, always check the data sent by clients. For example, verify that the spawn position is within allowed bounds to prevent exploits. You can also add features like spawn zones or team-based spawning areas to control where objects appear. Managing respawns after a player dies or other game events can be handled with server scripts, too. By following these steps, you make sure all players see the same objects appear in the same place, creating a smooth and fair experience. This method works well for beginners learning Roblox scripting and for experienced developers building complex multiplayer mechanics.